All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. This is Wayne with Me To You Game Truck, and how are you guys doing today? Hope everyone's having a great start to. I guess this is the middle of the week already, so I hope you're having a great week so far. And let's turn this down a little bit. Why is that so loud? There we go. That should be better. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here. I know we're going to cover a little bit about how you're going to transfer your games from your Xbox One over to your Series X, and as well keep in mind you can do these features regardless if you're going from the Xbox One to the Series X, Xbox One, Xbox X Series X to Xbox Series X. This really method can be used in any of the Xbox systems that you have. So that's what we're going to cover today. And again, thank you so much for being here. So guys, as I said, if this is your first time here, my name is Wayne. Thank you so much for being here. And in today's live stream and on my YouTube video, I make videos just like this one and live streams just like this one to simplify your gaming experience, guys. So if you haven't been to my YouTube channel, please make sure, if you're on the YouTube channel right now, because we are doing this on Facebook as well, if you're on that channel, please make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos just like this one. And you know, we do tips and tricks just like this and stuff. So just to give you that channel, if you're not on, where's it at? If you're not on, here it is. If you're not on YouTube right now and you're on the Facebook page, make sure you check out our channel on YouTube, which is Three First Names, youtube.com 3firstnames. So let's go ahead and get back to the main screen here. And guys, let's just go ahead and jump straight into this. So again, if this is your first time here, I make videos just like this one to simplify your gaming experience. So the first method that you're going to use, and this is actually going to be the easiest and the fastest method when you want to transfer your games from an old system to your new system. You can also even use this method if you're just going to your friend's house and you want to take your games with you. The first thing you want to do is basically just grab your hard drive. Let's turn it this way. Grab your hard drive from your old Xbox One or your Xbox Series X, take it off that one, and then just simply plug it into your Xbox Series X. And then all of your games will be there. My previous Xbox One, I had a 5 terabyte external hard drive on there, and all I did was take that from my Xbox One X, plug it into my Series X, and all of my games immediately are right there. Hey, Alex, how's it going, man? Appreciate you stopping by. And so what I did was I just plugged it right in there. So now there are a couple things you want to keep in mind when it comes to your external hard drive. Xbox does state it needs to be a 3.1 USB. However, I believe the one that I have back here is actually a 3.0, and it works just fine. So, but technically that's what they state. So maybe just keep that in mind. If it's not working, you want to make sure that you do grab, especially if you're going to grab a new one, to grab a USB 3.1. But like I said, mine works just fine. I'm doing great. The other thing you want to keep in mind if you're using your Xbox, your external hard drive from your old Xbox is that it only plays. You can only play Xbox One games from your external hard drive, right? So if you're not using the expansion card that Seagate makes specifically for the Xbox, and you're trying to use your old Xbox or your old external hard drive, it's not going to play Xbox Series X games. There's something to do with the matching the exact speeds and everything on the Series X that they have. So it doesn't allow it to do that. However, you can play all of your Xbox One games on there, or Xbox 360 games that are backwards compatible. All of those games will be playable right off of your external hard drive. So what I suggest doing is taking that external hard drive and then using it to store all of your Xbox One games. So especially right now with the Xbox Series X, only having a 1 terabyte hard drive, and then obviously with the operating system, it's going to be even lower than that. So I would really suggest only storing all of your Xbox One games on there, since it's not really going. I mean, there is some benefit to putting it on your hard drive. So maybe if it's a game that you play all the time, for instance, I play Overwatch. And so if I still want a little bit faster load times, things like that, it is still better to put that on your internal hard drive. But if it's a game that you don't really play all the time, I would really put those on your external hard drive and keep your internal hard drive specifically for all of your Xbox Series X games. So yeah, so guys, if you have any questions about the external hard drives, then make sure you leave them in the comments below, and then I'll be sure to get back to you, and we'll answer some of those questions at the end of the stream when we have some time. So make sure I didn't skip anything here. like I said, so if you use the external hard drive, that's going to be your quickest because you're simply just taking it out of your old one, plugging it right into your new Xbox Series X, and your games will be there, load up, start playing. You don't have to worry about download times or anything like that. So again, let's go ahead and talk about the second way of doing this, and this is also going to be probably the second fastest way of transferring your games from your Xbox One to your Xbox Series X, and that is by using the network transfer option. So if you're not familiar with what the network transfer option is, it's basically using your local area network that you have in your house to transfer your games from one Xbox to the other. And I'll show you how to set that up in just a moment. So when you're using that, it's like I said, it's using your local area network. So your download, your transfer time between the two systems is going to be much faster than if you're trying to download everything online. So forgive me. So let's go ahead and jump into the Xbox behind me, and I'll show you how to set that up and show you what steps you need to take to do that. And let's hope that I remember all the steps myself. So let's go ahead and grab that. So the first thing, guys, that you're going to want to do when you're on your Xbox is go to your settings tab. You can do that by hitting your home button right here. You also can just hit the, if you have it on your menu already, you can hit the settings button, but I want to show you here. So I'm going to go over to profile and systems. We're going to go down to settings, and then from settings, we're going to let that open. And then from once it's open, we're going to go down to, I believe it's systems, and then backup and transfer. And then you want to go down to network transfer. And then from network transfer, make sure you have allow network transfer on there. Now, there is another way of doing this. If you don't remember that way, you can also just go straight into your games, and then you'll go down to, I believe it's full library. Let's make sure we're doing that. Nope, that wasn't right. I'm sorry. Let's see, is it manage? Yeah, here we go. So you go into your games and apps, and then you'll go down to manage, and then from manage over here, wow, I'm really all over the place, down to network transfer, and then you can, if it's off, if it says off there, just click on that, and then you'll go to that same menu that we were on just a second ago, and make sure that you allow to do that. So once you have this on, then what you can do is, I really meant to have my son's Xbox on, so I may go upstairs and turn that on real quick just so that I can show you guys the process. So kind of a bit of a fail, but I will be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, sorry about that, guys, but I am back. So once you have that on, get that chair sorted out. Once you have that on, then what you guys can do is click on the network transfer, and then now you'll see that my son's console is listed here. So this is my old Xbox One X that I gave my son, and he plays his games on there now. So I can click on his Xbox, or if you have multiple Xboxes that you want to transfer from, it should list out the different ones there for you. And then I can see the games that he has here. And let's just say I wanted to download Crash Bandicoot, or maybe I wanted to, select all of them. I can select all of them, or I can pick the ones that I specifically want. And then it'll say copy selected. And then I'm going to click on that. And then it'll ask me which hard drive I want to put this on. And let's go ahead and put it on the external hard drive. So, and it's going to ask to copy. And then there you go. Now it's in there getting ready to install. Now my head's kind of blocking the speed there, but you can kind of see it. Looks like 154, which is honestly about what I normally get if I'm not doing anything else in the day. So not too different, but if you were doing this, with maybe multiple things going on during the day or something like that, it should be a little bit faster than that. So, or also depend on what your normal speed is. It's going to depend on that. So let's go ahead and back out of that. I don't really want his game on here, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. And so again, guys, if you have any questions about the network transfer, I'm going to take a second here. I'm going to let you go ahead and, if you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment. Again, leave a question in the comments below for me, and I'll make sure I answer those questions here in just a moment. So now I mentioned there are 3 ways. This is the top 3 methods to use. So the last method that we're going to talk about, well, I guess the first thing I want to do is ask, did you even know that this network transfer option was available? So if you knew that, leave me a comment below. Let me know yes or no. Have you used the network transfer option before to play your games? So let's go ahead and jump right into the third option now, and that's going to be going straight into your managed games and then just downloading them over the cloud again. So if we go into our games and apps section here again, and then we're going to go down to full library and then over to all owned games. So as you can see here on some of the all owned games, you'll see a little arrow down here on the bottom right of your games that you don't have on your hard drive anymore. And if you want to reinstall it, you would just simply click those games. So if you see that it doesn't have that arrow there, then that means it's already on your hard drive. So if you happen to, you're probably not going to have this if this is a brand new Xbox Series X and you and you didn't use the external hard drive method. So as you can see here, I have some of those games because they were on my external hard drive. And so that way, that's why some of those are there. But if for some reason you're just going a full straight on transfer from one Xbox to the other and didn't want to use either of those methods, or just don't recall it when you're trying to do this and don't remember how to get there, then all you have to do is go find your games, and then let's see here. Let's put that up there. All you have to do is go find your games and then find the one with the arrows on them, and then download the games that you want onto your hard drive. So that's really the last method. This is going to be really probably about as fast as the network transfer. It should be a little bit slower based on the fact that it's not an internal network transfer that's going on. But I'm not necessarily the network guy, so I don't know all the details about how the speed differs between the two. But you do have these options, and I do know sometimes, obviously, if you're trying to download multiple things, or if you have other things going on your network, which I would imagine would kind of be the same way either way, but this is another option for you to do. So yeah, Alex, so I didn't know about that obviously either until it's probably been a few months now. I eventually learned it from my business that I have 4 Xboxes that I use for my business, and this was just an easier way for me to get through all of my downloading and updating all of my systems, rather than trying to go download each individual game on each individual console. I was able to download them on like 2 of the consoles and then use a network transfer to speed up the process on the other 2. So that's where I kind of learned it and started using it with. So yeah, it's a pretty cool option. It is supposed to be faster. I definitely would give it a try and see which way works best for you. But like I said, obviously the fastest way is going to be just using your external hard drive if you already have one. If for some reason you want to use an external hard drive on your new Xbox Series X, but you don't have one yet, in the descriptions below, I do have a link to an Amazon account. I'm sorry, I do have a link to an external SSD from Samsung that I would recommend that you can purchase, and it's going to be a good starter SSD. But you also may want to keep in mind, you may want to just take that money that you're going to put towards that SSD and maybe save up for another month or 2, and then buy the expansion pack that you can get from Seagate, which is going to match directly into the Xbox Series X. The downside to that, though, is going to be you're obviously only getting 1 more terabyte, whereas if you went and got an external SSD to store all of your Xbox One games, you could get a 2, 3, 4, 5, terabyte SSD card, or even just an external. The one behind me here, like I said, is an original HDD, not an SSD. So that definitely could benefit you depending on how much space you want and how quickly you want everything to be read to your new Xbox Series X. So what's the best SSD external hard drive for the Xbox? So the one that I recommend is going to be in the description below. If you want to click on that, it'll get you to it's a 1 terabyte, I believe. It's a 1 terabyte SSD with 1050 megabits read speed. Again, sorry guys, I'm not the most technical person. These are just ones that I found that I would recommend using. The one behind me that I have is 5 terabytes, and this thing is I mean, I bought it from my Xbox One probably a year or two into having the Xbox One, so it's quite old, and it runs and reads just fine for the games. I don't ever see much of an issue, and obviously you can get better load times with SSDs, and especially if you go with the expansion card from Seagate, which runs about $219, I believe. So if you're gonna spend $150, do you want to maybe just save up, another month and then go grab that expansion card? The downside to that would be you can't put that on your Xbox One and then transfer them over that way. But you can always just put them in the background, download it on an evening that you're not playing or something. So guys, I think that really answers. Those are the top. Sorry. So those are the top three methods that I would suggest using for your transferring of your games to your Xbox One to your Xbox Series X. And thank you so much for watching this video. And guys, I will see you in the next one. So, and with that, guys, I will stick around for a few minutes here just to see if you have any other questions. Again, just leave those in the comments below, and I'll be happy to try to answer those. We'll stick around for like maybe another 5 minutes and see if you have any questions. And if not, no worries. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me today and taking the time to watch. That's a good question, Alex. Let's put that up here for everyone to see. Does the Series X run HDD hard drives? Yes, they do. Like I mentioned here, the one right here, you can't see it because I have the blur effect going on, but right next to you can kind of see that little blue light. Where am I going? Right there, blue light. That's right there. That is an external HDD. Like I said, it's probably somewhere between 8 to 10 years old now, I guess. And it runs from I'm pretty sure that's a 3.0 USB. And it runs just fine on the Series X. So you definitely can get one of those if you're looking for something maybe for all of your Xbox One games. You're not too completely concerned about the extremely fast speeds of those. You could probably go with that, save a little bit of money, and get a bigger hard drive space. But if you are really more concerned about the speed and the writing and whatnot of the hard drive, then I would maybe suggest going with the external SSD, or like I said, even save some money and save up and go to the expansion card from Seagate. All right, so what about any other questions that you guys may have? If you have anything else, please let me know. We'll stick around for another couple minutes here and see what we can do for you. Where'd my controller go? Found my map. Let's see if I can do this while I'm... Nope, can't do it. Let's go back here. A Seagate game drive. So I'm assuming that's probably kind of like one that was specifically made. Let me get back out of here, guys. Sorry. Let's go back to here. And so your question, Teddy, was, will a Seagate game drive work on the Series X? So I'm assuming that's an external hard drive that was made specifically for gaming. Again, as far as I understand, yes, it should. As long as it's a 3.1 per the Xbox announcements that I read, statistics, or not, specifications is the right word. Per that, it was supposed to be 3.1, and if you use a 3.1, then yes, it should work. But again, in my experience, I have a 3.0 external HDD, and it works just fine. So the only thing would be, I know when you originally had to set up your hard drive on the Xbox One, I had to, format the hard drive. When it plugged in, it would format it and make sure it's the right format. But if you already have the right format on there, then it shouldn't be an issue. And my understanding would be is that it should work. Without actually having experience on your specific hard drive, I can't say 100% that I know that it will work, but I don't see why it won't if it already works on your Xbox One. So yeah, so I don't see why it wouldn't work. Let's go to Alex's question again. Did you have any problems with the Series X so far on the controller trigger? Heard people talk about it. So on this controller here, the Series X controller, and you're talking about the triggers. As far as the triggers go, no, I haven't noticed any issues on my controller. In fact, I actually like this controller just a little bit better than I do the original Xbox One. I do like the feel of it. And I actually have an Xbox Series Elite 2 right there that I will use sometimes between, depending on what game I play. Like if I go over to Overwatch, I like using my Elite Series 2 because I like having the paddles on there. But if I'm sticking to like Modern Warzone or something, or Modern Warfare, then I stick to the, I go back to here because I like the DLI that's that they updated and put it onto these new controllers. Does an external SSD or HDD hard drive work on every USB port on the Xbox? I haven't tried, honestly. I think I have mine. Let's see. I have mine. Yeah, I have it plugged into the back port of the Series X, so I know it works back there. But I don't. That's a good question. I have never tried it on the other ones to make sure that it works. So sorry about that. I don't see why it wouldn't, but again, I'm not the technical guy to know why that would be the case. So, also, can we just load our Xbox One games? Can we just load our Xbox One games to external hard drive and plug it into the Series X to download our games? Yes, absolutely. So that's pretty much what I was saying in the very beginning. If you want to take your Xbox One games and then put them onto your external hard drive and then take it off and then plug it into your Xbox Series X, that's exactly what I did with my external hard drive here. I simply took it from my Xbox One X and then just plugged it right in into the Series X, and it worked just fine. I haven't had a single issue. I've even been able to take that external hard drive, which is one of the reasons I like it. I was able to take it over to my friend's house and we'd plug it in and have my games immediately. So again, the plus to that is you don't have to necessarily install it again onto your internal hard drive, or directly into the Xbox. It just plays directly from the hard drive. So it really kind of gives you some flexibility if you want to take it anywhere too, which is a good reason, fun reason to have that. It's actually something I'm looking forward to with the Seagate expansion cards. Was I'm hoping maybe some third parties will come out, or the expansion cards will get larger and maybe a little bit cheaper. I'm looking forward to being able to just put them on that expansion card and then just take them, and I can go over to a friend's house and plug it right into their hard drive and start playing, instead of having to worry about getting there and then spending 20-30 minutes or more trying to download those games and put them onto their consoles. So, and then having to lead them and all that afterwards, and just plug the hard drive right in and get going. All right, guys, do we have any other questions that I can help you with? It looks like I see somebody else just joined in. So, I appreciate you stopping by. We're pretty much at the end of here. We're just kind of doing some questions at the moment. Whoever just joined, so I do appreciate you stopping in and whatnot. Feel free to say hi in the comments, and I'll if you have any questions, then please let me know. All right, Teddy. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by and watching today, bud. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great rest of the day, guys. Any other questions, guys, that I can help answer? We'll give it like another minute to see if you have any questions. If not, then we'll start heading out here. Let's get some music. Let's see, what's this song? All right, guys. So again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm going to go ahead and take off. You guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.